Hello, Venture. Welcome to People of Venture. I'm Chris Boone, and I'm here with one of our many awesome people that attend our church, Kaila. Kaila, can you just talk to us for a sec about your family and what you do every day?
I'm Kaila Dawson, and I'm married to Daniel, and we have 3 boys. Micah is 8, Gabriel is 6, and Isaac is 4. And we also are guardians for my brother Philip, who's a senior in high school.
So, full house.
Yeah, full house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Busy all the time.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah. So, and you are a stay-at-home mom.
Yes, I've been a stay-at-home mom since Micah was born.
Wow.
So, about 8.5 years.
Yeah, so a long time, and that's why I wanted to bring you on the show. Stay-at-home moms are heroes, and I don't think that they get enough credit. Them and single moms are, my hat is off to them. My wife, she works from home, and so what I wanted to ask you is, we have a bunch of parents that are now stay-at-home parents, moms and dads, and yesterday I was on my small group Zoom chat, and 2 of the parents are like, all I want to do is like kill my kids and go into the bathroom and cry, right? Like, I'm going to lose it. And so what is something that you could offer of encouragement or like a resource, or what is a question that they should be asking and maybe they're not asking that you could help them out with?
I would say one thing I would say is it's important to have a schedule.
Mm-hmm.
Have, even though everything's up in the air right now, right? Like our normal outside activities, the things we would normally have a schedule for are gone. I would say just stick to those like consistent bedtimes, wake up times, meal times, and that really gives your day the structure, and kids really respond well to that.
When do you set your schedule? Do you do it by the week? Do you do it by the day?
So I'm not a set, like, we don't do the same thing every single day, but bedtime's the same, we get up at the same time, and our day follows the same pattern. So, we get up and have breakfast and then do our school time and then chores, and then we schedule time for exercise or getting outside, so that those important things like reading our Bibles and exercise, those happen because we schedule them.
I like that you talked about reading your Bible. How do you build in your faith throughout the day? Are there resources that you go to, or do you just plan it out yourself, or?
I like to start my day with listening to my Bible on the YouVersion app.
Mm-hmm.
I can have that playing, and I'm hearing the word while I'm fixing breakfast for my kids, making coffee, all the important things. And then with our school time, the kids and I, we read the Bible and work on memorizing verses, try to memorize one every week with the kids.
That's really good. I really like that. One of the things I want to know is, how do you get a break? Like, a lot of parents right now are working from home, and now they have their kids, and they're like, I don't know when I'm going to get a break. How do you get a break?
It's definitely a challenge,
Mm-hmm.
especially with Daniel now working from home and my normal outlets, like drop the kids at the Y and go work out. Those aren't happening right now.
Mm-hmm.
So one thing I'd say is don't be afraid of giving yourself a timeout. Sometimes I tell my kids, I'm like, Mom needs a timeout right now. You guys need to go play, and I'm going to go into my room, shut the door, and when I open it, you can talk to me again. So
that's needed.
Give yourself a break, give yourself a timeout. Sometimes it's better than blowing your top on the kids.
Yeah, no, that's really good.
Daniel and I work to try to work into our schedule. So like he, for example, usually gets the kids ready for bed. By bedtime, I'm just kind of like, I need to be away from you people for a little bit. So he gets the kids ready for bed, and that gives me a little break. And then I can still, give them their hugs and kisses before bedtime.
What are some of the best things that Daniel does to help you out, around the house, or even when he comes home from work before? Because there's still people out there that their spouse still goes to work. I still go, and so Maggie's still home. And so what would you tell me? Like, hey, when you go home tonight, this is what you should do for Maggie.
Daniel's really good at helping. When he comes home, he corrals the kids. And even if I'm making dinner, it's, not a complete break, but I'm making dinner without kids pulling on me or asking for things. So he's really good. He comes home, takes them kind of out of my hair for a while. He also helps helps a lot, I would say most of the time, with dishes, dinner cleanup. Because at the end of the day, when you've been with, your kids have been up for 12 hours, I'm just like, okay.
Yeah.
So he's good at, or getting them out of the house or saying, you need to go have a break. So
what does physical education look like? And you talked about getting out of the house. What are things that you do with your kids to make sure that they stay physically active now that they're at home?
We have a cul-de-sac, so our kids can ride bikes in the neighborhood. So, or we take walks. We've been doing that as a family. When the weather's not great, we have a trampoline at home. But we also do, I'll pull up like a YouTube video with, there's some kids like yoga adventure videos.
Oh, cool.
Or we do, I'll play songs with math facts because that's what my kids are working on. And so we do jumping jacks or squats or push-ups or whatever while counting by 2s or 3s or whatever we're working on that week.
Yeah, I know Maggie constantly has music going on to bring down the mood.
Yeah.
So she plays spa music, and I come in, I'm like, am I getting a massage later? What's going on here? And so she'll play music and stuff like that. Is that something that you recommend that you do to
I like
just
to play
set the
worship
mood?
music.
Yeah.
I really think there's power in what you have playing through your house. So I try to. That's why I play my Bible on audio in the mornings because I think that hearing the Bible spoken is powerful, and so we also play worship music. Or I'll play calming music to bring down the crazy.
So what does discipline look like? Because I know when Maggie and I in the past, discipline looked completely different from her point of view to my point of view, and we never quite talked about it, and we never got on the same page. And then they were 2, and we realized we were doing things differently. So we had to talk about that. But what does it look like now that parents are staying home and they're around the kids? How do you discipline, as far as, do they go to their separate rooms? Is there exercise that you do?
Yeah, it really depends on what's going on.
Okay.
One thing I'm trying to remind myself is that I've got a lot of emotions about everything going on, and so do the kids. Because they hear the adults. They know that our schedules are different. So we're trying to have extra grace, but little kids still do stuff that, they need to be consequences for. And so I just I have to evaluate that on a case-by-case basis, but I do try to give the kids space. I'll say, hey, you're really having a hard time. You're pestering your brothers, so why don't you go sit on your bed? You can grab a couple books, and you're going to take some time to be alone until you can be nice to everyone around you.
Yeah, that's really good. As the kids are constantly around each other, how do you separate them? Do you have them on different schedules? Do you have them on the same schedule? So, hey, I'm doing Bible reading with all of them at once. Do you have I'm going to do Bible with them at 9 and then Bible with, the other ones at 10? How do you work that out?
We do everything on the same schedule.
Okay.
So we get up, get dressed, make our beds, eat breakfast, and then we start our school time. And at school time, we always start with reading our Bible and working on memory verses. And then the kids all work on math at the same time or reading. And that way I can just kind of be in the middle of them, helping them at their different levels, right? Because my preschooler's doing a lot less than my kindergartner or my second grader.
Yeah.
So then I can help them with those little things. And so we're all on the same page. I'm not having to repeat myself because Bible reading time, my 4-year-old may not get as much as my 8-year-old, but he's still practicing and he's still hearing it. So
what do weekends look like now? Because now kids are home now on the weekdays and the weekends. And before it was just weekends. So what does that look like?
At our house, it's looked like a lot of tears over all the things not happening. And so one thing we're doing is we're working on what are the things not closed? What can we still do? So we can't go to church on Sunday, but we can still watch the service together. So we don't stay in our pajamas because I think kind of when you're staying, and not that there's judgment for people staying in their pajamas, but I find for us, if we get up, get dressed,
good,
we're ready to do the day. We can be productive because we're expecting to be productive. So it looks like, we do our church time. And so instead of going to the church, we're sitting on our couch, but we're still doing that. We're going outside. We're trying to really take this as a time to focus on our family and what we can do as a family to create good memories for our kids and emotional and physical health through this.
Yeah, that's really good. So we always like to end our time with hope and encouragement for parents out there that, I mean, they're now around their kids a lot more than what they typically are. What is something that you would tell like your friends that maybe they're calling you up and they're like, I don't know how I'm going to survive 2 weeks of this, right? And so what encouragement would you give them?
I would say that my kids at least remember what we did way more than they remember how clean my house was or thing. And so I would just say to really focus this time on your kids and your family. I keep trying to remind myself that what our family's been given now through all this craziness is we do have more time as a family without all the distractions. Even though everything we're doing, I would say, is good and healthy, we have time. We have downtime. And so we're trying to just view that as a gift and how we can, as a family, build better habits or work towards better communication.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are going to respect when you say I'm a stay-at-home mom a lot more than what they have in the past because now they are enduring that every single day. One of the things that I want to encourage you guys with is go online and watch our kids pastor. He puts on content throughout the day that you can watch. He has deep and devotionals that you can do with your kids. And on Sundays at 12 o'clock, we have a special kids service. So yes, you can watch our service, but there's a 12 o'clock just specifically for them that we have been intentional about. So I just want to say thank you so much. And I hope that you have a great evening.